Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Anne Marie, and today I'm going to discuss the 10 things I love about you. Look in the Mirror by Steadman. This is a no spoilers book review, so don't worry about me revealing any plot twists or ruining any surprise endings. The whole point of this is to give you an inside peek into the book. So here we go. The first thing I love about Look in the Mirror is Nina. She is a 34-year-old English literature professor at Cambridge University who, while grieving the death of her father, discovers that she has inherited a property in the British Virgin Islands, a dream vacation home she had no idea existed. Nina is clever and headstrong. She thinks things through and makes the best decisions that she can with the information available to her at the time. Although initially confused by the news that she is the sole beneficiary of this luxurious estate, even questioning whether she was contacted by mistake, she makes the appropriate phone calls to learn more about it. For Nina, it's a mystery house, and since she is not the kind of person to turn away from an unanswered question, she ultimately decides to fly to the British Virgin Islands to check it out. The second thing I love about this book is Nina's father. Recently deceased, he was an accomplished civil engineer who worked on the development of Dogger Bank Wind Farm, the world's largest offshore wind farm located in the North Sea off the coast of Yorkshire, England. A lifelong fan of puzzles, codes, and word games, he also worked as a crossword setter for the New York Times. In Chapter 1, Nina describes him as the most brilliant man she has ever known. Prior to his death, he lived in the heart of London in an Edwardian townhouse that had the feel of a Cotswold cottage and smelled like hot buttered toast. A lifelong academic, books covered most of the surfaces in his house. He spent every Thursday night with Nina. It was their games night. Checkers, chess, crosswords. Despite their father-daughter bond, he was a private man, which is why Nina suspects she had no idea about his secret house thousands of miles from London. The third thing I love about Look in the Mirror is the name of the property Nina inherits from her father. After arriving in the British Virgin Islands, Nina discovers the name of her father's property is Anderson's Opening. This is significant because Anderson's Opening is a rare chess move that essentially forfeits the first move and forces the other player to make it. Nina interprets her father's name for the property as a challenge to her. He wants her to make the first move in this one last challenge, this one last puzzle that he left for her to solve. The fourth thing I love about Look in the Mirror is the luxury property that Nina has inherited. In Chapter 7, Nina describes the house as a tightly contained series of glass boxes, modern, minimal, and perfectly formed. The 3,000 square foot structure is built into the rock of the British Virgin Islands, and there are 230 steps up to the property from the gatehouse. A terrace wraps around the entire property that overlooks the crystal clear Caribbean Sea. There's also an outdoor infinity pool as well as an indoor pool in case it rains. In addition to a modern design scheme that's mainly marble and glass, the interior features fully integrated air conditioning as well as integrated speakers, entertainment systems, lighting, and a smart system with voice activation. The fifth thing I love about this book is the locked room. Unlike all the other rooms in the house that have glowing green lock panels, the white metal door in front of the locked room glows blue instead of green. This room isn't on any architectural plans of the building, and no one has been able to access it since her father's death. So what's behind the locked door? Well, that's part of the mystery and the suspense. The sixth thing I love is found at the beginning of Chapter 11. Nina thinks about how the sounds she hears at night in London are far different from the sounds she hears inside the vacation property in the British Virgin Islands. This is how the paragraph reads. London was full of other noise, crime, sirens, violence, and humanity. But now, here, there is almost nothing, and I find myself scared for the first time in a long time. Silence sets the imagination on fire. And my imagination is primed with fears, death high up there, death front and center of everything right now. And when you are alone, there's a lot to be afraid of. Intruders, accidents, or perhaps worst of all, the slow unspooling of your own lonely mind. The seventh thing I love about this book is Maria. In addition to Nina's narrative, which is told in the first person, the story is also told from Maria's point of view, which is written in third person. Maria is a live-in nanny for the super rich. Once an ambitious medical student, she puts her dreams of being a doctor on hold while she saves money working as an attractive, highly educated, polite young childminder to the super rich. Her current contract is her largest and most life-altering paycheck yet, and it's a 2-week short contract covering the client's usual nanny's annual leave. The house rules on this job allow her to use all the property's facilities: pools, spa, sauna, steam room, grounds, as well as the 200-foot private beach. And when the family fails to show, Maria makes herself at home in the ultra-modern, state-of-the-art home. The eighth thing I love is Yang Jun-ji. He is an electrician in his 50s who we first meet in Chapter 6 after he arrives to fix an electrical problem at the house where Maria is staying. Originally from Seoul, South Korea, he dreams of moving to Miami. He's looking forward to living in a 2-bedroom high-rise apartment in a new building overlooking the ocean. But he's currently having nightmares about the house where Maria is staying. Something about it isn't sitting right with him. So he devises a plan to return to the house to check on Maria and the room that baffles him. The ninth thing I love about this book are all the little brain teasers, especially the fire sermon in Chapter 40. There are 3 word puzzles in this chapter that are cleverly written, and I highly encourage you to try to solve them before the answers are revealed. And finally, the 10th thing I love about this book is the reason why it is titled Look in the Mirror. Chapters 18 and 20 explain it, but unfortunately I cannot discuss it without giving away too much of the plot. I assure you, however, that it's creepy, unsettling, and adds a tremendous amount of suspense to this psychologically thrilling story. If you've read Look in the Mirror and would like to add to my list of things to love, please do so in the comments. Until next time, take care, be well, and happy reading.